Hey everyone, it's Jana Verbakel, Realtor in London, Ontario. As always, check us out online at londonsbest.ca. Private sales are, in our industry, sort of like going to Vegas. A lot of people try, very few people come back successful. And even more importantly, in a private sale, and I'm sure there have been some where it benefits both parties equally. But in my experience and in talking to a lot of buyers and sellers, one party usually wins out significantly more than the other. I heard a story the other day about a seller who sold his property because he hated a real estate agent. So a neighbor had approached him, and he was so happy that he had a neighbor who wanted to buy the property from him that he sold it at a price that he thought, I guess, was fair because it had been so many years since he purchased the home and he really wasn't involved in the real estate market. And I guess the point of my story is he was so happy not to be paying real estate fees that he probably sold the property for a bottom line difference of about $30,000. And that would be after paying real estate fees. So in that case, because he just did not want to deal with agents so much, he had no understanding of the market, no idea about price, and the buyer in this case got an incredible deal on this property due to someone's lack of knowledge and guidance. On the flip side, I've also heard stories of buyers who, have a really good relationship with someone who's selling their home privately, so they trust everything they say. And maybe the seller isn't necessarily trying to be misleading either, but more often than not, I find home sellers tend to inflate the value of their home and don't look at it from a critical eye. And so, hearing stories of a buyer who was really excited because he felt like he was the only person who was going to have a chance to buy this home. And he bought it as an investment, which is the danger. And looking at the comparables at the time it sold, and this is an extreme example, but he probably paid about $100,000 too much for this property. Like, that's a lot of money to pay privately. And the perception on his end was that he was getting a deal because there were no agents involved. And the seller must have obviously done a good job of sort of saying, well, because there's no agents involved, I'm going to give you a good deal. And so two cases where one party obviously benefited hugely from the other's lack of knowledge. It just goes to show that, engaging a realtor, although there are fees associated to our service, this is why we have a job. It is our job to be that objective party who is advising on value and who is there to protect you, whether you're buyer or seller, to make sure that you're not undervaluing your property, and also to make sure that as a buyer, you're certainly not overpaying so that you're in a situation where you can't get anyone else to sell or to anyone else to buy your property that you just paid too much money for to begin with. Anyway, those are my thoughts. Of course, if you disagree, please feel free to leave that below. Any other questions or comments, always happy to address them. And as always, check us out online at londonsbest.ca. Have a great day.